It was the late Raquel Welch's first role at age 19. It started 100 years ago, and you can still see it today. Let's check out the Ramona outdoor play in Hemet. But first, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell, and like this video. Let's check out the Ramona outdoor play in Hemet. Let's go.
It's a fantastic play. It's been said that this is the largest play that you will ever see. It is the longest running outdoor play in America, and it is the California official state play.
So Deborah, Don, we're out here at the Ramona Terrace. This is beautiful. You can oversee the city. Tell me the plot of Ramona.
Okay, well, it's a book that was written by Helen Hunt Jackson, and she finished writing it in 1884. She saw Indians speak about what was happening and how they were being moved off of their land, and she was so incensed that it sort of propelled her forward for the rest of her life. And one after another, she looked to right some wrongs. And as you can imagine, it was not easy. You know, at every turn, there was pushback. She was a woman. Yeah. And she tried to write a book that would fly in the face of the Congress. And she did. And she made all the wives take it home, and she gave it to all of the men. Wow. And they read it, and it did nothing. And so she got to thinking, and she didn't give up. And she thought, okay, so the wives did read it. She was commissioned by the president at the time, which again, a woman in her time period. She was made the Indian relations out here to come and investigate and kind of be the liaison and try to, smooth things over, which of course there was none of that because it was dire. Yeah. So what happened was she met people. One, all around here, she met Ramona, who was a real person, but then she wove it into this amazing love story.
So what we'd call a historic novel now.
That's right. Yeah. And it's very romantic. And it's, the women took it home. And they were so captivated by it that is what began to change hearts and minds.
So Ramona is half Scotch, half Native American.
That's right.
And she falls. Tell me where it goes.
She ends up as an orphan, and her aunt, her mother's sister, takes her in. But the plot of the story is that her aunt, the señora of the whole rancho, never loves her. She gives her everything. She treats her
is it
just
because
like
of the mixed race situation.
It's that, yes. Yeah. And then when Ramona starts falling in love with a sheep shearer on the property, he is Native American, and his name is Alessandro. And once that starts to happen, I guess the señora has a lot of trauma in her background. We always want to look at the villain and say, well, what made him like that? There is good reason for how she feels. Of course, there's no excuse for it, but we can see why she feels this way. She just can't get past it. And so she never does bridge that gap with Ramona, and she ends up dying alone without Ramona there.
I probably had an impression that this was an old play that probably was out of date.
No.
So tell us why it's still relevant today.
Well, first of all, the play has been rewritten in 2015.
To be more like the book.
To be more like the book.
Okay.
Actually, it was written so that it could be understood in today's language. Okay. Some of the archaic language was changed, and it flows a little bit better, and it does tell a little bit more of what the señora went through.
And the dates that it goes on this year, the 100th anniversary. Yes. Can you remember them in your head?
I think I can. It's the last 2 weekends in April and the first week in May. It's the weekend, so it's usually starts around 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's April 22nd and 23rd, and then the next weekend is the 29th and 30th, and then May 6th and 7th. So it's all three in a row.
And you've got to come out and support this, because I think this is something that maybe is a little off the radar, and the Inland Empire has so much to offer. Beautiful community of Hemet and San Jacinto out here. I'm looking out over the hills. And so come enjoy, first of all, the Ramona Bowl, this facility, and then the Ramona Pageant. Thank you, Deborah Don.
Thank you so much.
So excited to be in Hemet, right? We're in Hemet, right, Norm?
We are in Hemet.
We are in Hemet with Norm Kairos. And Norm, your title again?
I'm the president of the Ramona Amphitheater.
Okay, so we're at the Ramona Amphitheater, which every year does the Ramona Pageant. And Norm, tell me what's behind us, first of all.
This is what we call a fresco, and it was done in 1942 by Milford Zorn. It's one of its kind. It's our national treasure that we have here, and it's been hidden for quite a long time.
Well, tell me that story.
Over the years, they had piled boxes here. They had a staircase going into an upper room, and they had once even painted the lower part of it, about 3 feet of it.
So tell me, how did you get involved with this incredible history?
Well, I've lived in Hemet over 40 years. So I've known about the pageant, but I have a passion for giving back to the community.
Oh, good for you.
And so this was something that a friend of mine, Lori Van Arsdale, she asked me to come give a hand up here one day, and I said, sure, I can.
You were hooked. You were hooked.
And I got on the advisory committee, and then shortly thereafter, I was elected into the board of directors.
Okay.
Can't believe how honored I am to be leading this group into our 100th season. Wow. That started as of August of last year.
Okay.
So,
and tell me how the bowl and the pageant gets supported. Obviously, ticket sales.
we don't get funded by any tax dollars, property taxes. It's I think a misconception here in the community that, oh, somebody's paying that. The state's paying for it.
Because you're the official outdoor play of the state of California.
Yes, that's correct. California's official outdoor play.
Now, do any other events get happen here at all? Or is that all? This is the only thing that happens?
Well, we do. We do have quite a few events. We're going on 8 years of a carnival during our Halloween. We just finished our 2nd year of our Christmas event. We have a summer youth program for the local teenagers out there to get involved and do an outdoor play of their own during the summer.
Right.
We do some concerts out here too. We're trying to get back.
Such a beautiful amphitheater.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you have a museum here. Tell me a little bit about the museum.
The museum started out as a museum gift shop.
Okay.
And our donor from the Latham Trust had built us a new gift shop. So now we're able to expand the museum here, showcasing our history. We've got pictures of Raquel Welch
She
here.
was Ramona one year. What year was that?
That, I believe, was 1956.
And what is your favorite part of the pageant every year? What do you like to see happen?
I like the part where the community comes together and we celebrate this 3 weekends out of the year.